You are unprepared for this. Rumors that Blackrock, the wealthiest corporation in the world, already owns billions of XRP Ripple coins are circulating throughout the crypto sector. Sounds insane, doesn't it? But it becomes even crazier. Experts claim Blackrock is getting ready to drive XRP to unheard-of levels. Some forecast an increase to $2,000 or perhaps more. Pretty thrilling, no? You cannot afford to overlook such a bullish indicator. This movie will astound you. Without more delay, let's get right to the point. Disclaimers. XRP is at the center of the storm as rumors fly in the crypto world. XRP has long been one of the most institutionally linked digital assets, more than just a token. But now, there's a fresh turn. Rumors that Blackrock, the largest asset manager in the world with more than $9 trillion under its control, might already be quietly gathering XRP and getting ready to start an ETF linked to it. A string of enigmatic yet interesting tweets set everything in motion. One by John Squire just said. Another tweet by Edo Farina linked many people had not previously seen. He underlined that Merrill Lynch, which owns a major share of BlackRock, is closely linked to BlackRock. Following the 2008 financial crisis, using XRP for cross-border transactions, Bank of America is already a verified Ripple partner. It also acquired Merrill Lynch. Farina said to connect the dots, what once looked like speculation started to resemble a strategic alignment hiding in plain sight. Aminix stoked the flames by implying BlackRock might be operating on an XRP ETF under secrecy, not only with XRP but also under wraps. He said the CEO is remaining silent, suggesting that this silence might be intentional given BlackRock's covert position building prior to IPO. That would not be unusual for them. Vandel Aljara, Black Swan Capitalist co-founder, shared the same feeling. In a post on X, he said BlackRock now owns XRP. Anyone acquainted with their playbook knows they are always steps ahead, he said, suggesting the company has been quietly amassing these assets. Well before public announcement, you'll soon learn about it. But why would a behemoth like BlackRock bother with XRP in the beginning? The solution could be found in the three-letter abbreviation generating news in both finance and cryptocurrency. Exchange-traded fund. Essentially, an ETF is a bundle of assets, stocks, commodities, or crypto that you can trade on conventional markets. Imagine it as a stock exchange crypto vending machine. Investors can just buy shares in an XRP ETF with a click, as easily as buying Apple or Tesla stock, rather than coping with difficult wallets or dubious platforms. This paves the way for large retail and institutional involvement once locked out. Imagine now what happens if BlackRock starts an XRP ETF. Given the company's reputation and reach, such an action would indicate institutional confidence unprecedented. It wouldn't only be a financial product, it would be a declaration. Wall Street would at last be accepting XRP and therefore the actual application. Ripple has spent years constructing, growing bank partner networks, institutional liquidity management, and instant cross-border payments. XRP is especially set to gain from this change. XRP is the most obvious regulatory path. Years of court fights later, a U.S. court decided XRP is not a security, therefore allowing Ripple and any institutional investor permission to run free of SEC retribution. This new clarity eliminates the last barrier for companies like BlackRock. Investing in XRP used to be a legal danger, it's now a public invitation. Should BlackRock be secretly amassing XRP, it would fit exactly with its known early and quiet action. The firm remains silent until the position is guaranteed. That implies the retail population, those who sell low, panic, or hesitate, could be sending their XRP straight into institutional hands at discount rates. BlackRock's history helps to justify this even more. They invest in basic infrastructure rather than chasing hype. Their concern is long-term supremacy, not a fast flip. Their loading up on XRP should not be dismissed as merely another rumor for this reason. It matches the timing, the logic, and the pattern. Fascinating, no? And naturally, should BlackRock be really engaged, they won't simply sit back and observe. When they act, they move markets. XRP's price will not only increase, thus, it might blow up. But how far up can it actually go? What sort of expansion are we discussing here? No need to panic. The professionals have already calculated the figures. Let's just say the outcomes will astound you. XRP therefore still captures the interest of the cryptocurrency universe, not due to hype, but rather the more you investigate the more it appears to be a sleeping giant, exactly as Ripple Queen termed it. Everywhere are the indications. Major institutions might already be accumulating behind the scenes. Crypto Bull cautions that April could be slow even if short-term drops may occur on the charts. The genuine thrill is just around the corner. He forecasts that May and June will be explosive. He is not alone in this view. The feeling is changing. XRP may be behind right now, but history reveals how fast that can change. XRP Avengers brought us back to that last rally. Last pump we saw how quickly XRP reached 70%. The following pump will be larger. That comment is not only optimistic, it is calculated. It implies we're going into the sort of fear of missing out event that leaves most retail investors pursuing green candles while early holders enjoy the benefits. Then there are the price goals, some realistic, some moonshot. Steph tweeted, XRP road to $2,000. Is that practical? Perhaps not in the near term, but it indicates the change of attitude in the XRP community. Expectations are increasing quickly. On the other hand, Ado Farina offers a more realistic but still strong assertion. He lately said that, barring normal market conditions, XRP ought to be trading over $100. It's a daring assertion, but he supports it. Farina, however, claims the greatest time has not yet arrived. Like many altcoins, he thinks XRP is still linked to Bitcoin's activity. I expect the most explosive candle in history once XRP finally breaks free from Bitcoin, he wrote. That one phrase strikes hard, because what happens when XRP stops being pulled up or down by Bitcoin's volatility and starts moving on its own fundamentals? The stage is being prepared. Legal clarity, institutional interest, infrastructure already established. The pressure under this cap is only increasing if Blackrock and an XRP ETF are true. Whether the price is $10, $100, or even $2,000, it's not only about cost anymore, it's about XRP eventually establishing its position in the new financial system. Now let's explore Ripple's alliances. Since this is when things become really interesting, these are calculated actions forming the future of world finance, not only arbitrary bargains. Most individuals have no idea how great this really is. It is a huge bullish indicator. We're still early, but shortly, Ripple will already be operating the system behind the scenes, so it will be too late. What you are about to hear will totally astound you. When it comes to XRP, global adoption is not only a buzzword. Ripple's growing integration into the fabric of institutional finance is making it a real reality. Ripple's recent addition to the cross-border task force of the Bank for International Settlements Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure is one of the most important signs of this change. This is no little accomplishment. Tasked with enhancing the efficiency and interoperability of worldwide cross-border payments, the task force comprises significant financial institutions including MasterCard, SWIFT, and the European Central Bank. Prominent social media influencer John Squire lately highlighted Ripple's leadership in this area. He observed that, particularly considering the size of the $300 trillion market at stake, Ripple's ranking above SWIFT on this list is very symbolic. According to him, Ripple heads cross-border task group for Bank of International Settlements. The $300 trillion mark is a goal, not a fantasy. Private institutions plus worldwide standards equals XRP in motion. Still questioning the usefulness? That market is real, not only speculative. Ripple's technology, especially its on-demand liquidity solution, has already shown to be a game-changer for worldwide payments. On-demand liquidity makes use of XRP to allow quicker, its